Ladies and gentlemen, feeling frustrated? Let's dive into delivery stats before venting about ES7 woes and market competition. Let's talk about delivery numbers for each car model for the past week, from January 20th to January 28th. ES6 deliveries total 1226, which is 445 more than the previous week, but 345 less than the same time last month, indicating a 21.9% month-over-month decrease. For ET5 and ET5T, there were 1258 deliveries, which is 635 more than the previous week, but shows a 2% month-over-month decrease. ES8 had 196 deliveries, 61 more than the previous week, but 140 fewer than the same time last month, indicating a 41% month-over-month decrease. NIO 777 saw 115 deliveries, 24 more than the previous week, but 162 fewer than the same time last month, indicating a 58% decrease. EC6 had 500 deliveries, 198 more than the previous week, but also shows a month-over-month decrease of 21.8%. The chart reflects these numbers accordingly. If you put everything together and take a look, you'll see that indeed ET5 and ET5T deliveries have caught up with ES6 deliveries, just slightly, and that's quite remarkable to consider. Now for total SUV deliveries. All right, for ES6 plus EC6, we actually received 1726 deliveries, which is roughly 700 more than the previous week, so that's quite good. And as you can see, deliveries overall, in general, are looking promising. There's a very positive trend, and yes, it's likely mostly tied to promotions. However, in the coming weeks, this trend might dip again due to the Chinese New Year holidays, and we'll only have 2 weeks off, basically. And the factory will be closed for 2 weeks. People are on vacation. Along with this, starting from March, we will begin to receive deliveries with chip refresh. What about the competition? Competition? We'll have to see. Zeekr 001. They delivered 1243, which is 67 less than last week, 577 less than last month, or 31% less than the monthly average. BMW A3 1332, which is 153 more than last week, 284 less than last month, or 17% less than the monthly average. BMW iX 31042, which is 122 more than last week, 13 less than the monthly average, or 1.2% less. So it seems like everyone is a bit weaker, especially since December. And if you look at a few other people, the Model Y, they delivered 9687 last week, compared to 8969 the week before. I to M7. Indeed, this is a EREV, extended range electric vehicle, with 7767, and this is more than 7030 from last week. Quite interesting. If you look at the competitors together, we can see BMW A3 is actually leading there. Then you have Zeekr, then ES6 and ET5, ET5T, then ES6 altogether and slightly lower, BMW iX3. And then you have EC6, ES8, and 777. NIO market share has again reached 48%, while Zeekr has 18% and BMW has 34%. This is only in comparison to Zeekr 001, and other Zeekr models are not included. So, NIO is still doing quite well in terms of market share. Now it's time for the rant. All right, now it's time for the rant. Are people ready for this? You know, this is quite a disappointing thing, and they're talking about ES7 deliveries as if it's something great. You know, I've gathered them together in this chart in 777. Yes, alongside ET7 and ES7. But if you look at ES7, they only delivered 17 in the first week, which is absolutely insane. Completely foolish, mate. Just 17. And the reality is, ES7 deliveries are 10% less than ES8. And remember, the price of ES7 should be between ES6 and ES8. So now customers have no reason to buy ES7 for any reason. Neither they'll spend a little more and buy ES8 straight away, or spend a little less and buy ES6. And this is just a complete failure. I mean, I talked about this on the podcast. Okay, with Eric and Tank, this car is so dangerous in their NIO launch strategy. Okay, when they launched ES6, which was a notch below ES7, they had new tech features like more comfortable seats, a DB headlights, those kinds of things. But they didn't include these things in ES7. ES7 still had last-gen features. ES7 didn't have an inbox system. This is very frustrating. And to understand these things, ES6 should be like BMW X3. ES7 should be like BMW X5. And then ES8 should be like BMW X7. Okay, so it doesn't make any sense for BMW X7 to outsell BMW X5 10 times more. It shows you that there's something seriously wrong with that product. And that's what's happening. When they launched ES6, they should have launched an upgrade package for people to upgrade seats and lights. I mean, let them pay an upgrade. But NIO didn't say anything like that. And I feel like now the attitude is more like, there are already so few deliveries for cars. So why should we work even harder? And it's not worth that effort. But you see, deliveries are absolutely useless. 17 in a week. This is madness. I mean, compared to the other 7. All right, so that means it's less than the 40 EC7 deliveries, which are double the ES7, which is absolute madness to think about. Yes, absolutely, there's more in EC7, despite what is said. EC7 has a lot more latest tech features like the big heads-up display and all those things that are not there in ES7, which despite being on the same tier, are not there. This is absolutely senseless, and that car is in such a strange place. I mean, if you choose ES7, then it should be better than ES6. Yes, there's air suspension, fast motors, a stronger chassis. I'm not talking about a good car, but there's no seat comfort. And I'll tell you, after meeting the owner of NIO, who has 23 NIOs, he told me that a big mogul told his driver to bring NIO, and his driver was testing ES6 and ES7, and this was a competition. Should he choose smooth ride comfort with suspension or more comfortable seats? It's like choosing one or the other, and it's not like you can't choose both. All right, ES7 should have both ES6. Both are in EC7. All right, you get more comfortable seats. You get air suspension. So ES7 is such a frustrating car, and ES7 deliveries should actually be between ES8 and ES6 numbers. All right, so in ES6 there are 1226, in ES8 there are 196. ES7 should deliver absolutely 300 or 400 cars per month. The exact place where it was supposed to be, it is there. Where it was supposed to be, but clearly it's not there. And I recommend everyone to buy NIO, only that car. Apart from it, they are spending more money for fewer features. You're paying more money for fewer features, which is a major concern. And NIO is taking so long, and they haven't released an update for that car yet. This has taken so long, it's been an eternity. It should have come with Q1 of this year alongside the ET7 refresh. They're refreshing ET7, ES7, and ES7. I'm 100% certain, but it's taking so long and the delivery for that car is just a disaster. NIO has so many stores, so many sales representatives. They have only delivered 17 cars for that model. So that product is clearly very flawed. Very flawed. And I'm just sorry that they can't make the necessary changes in time to make that product competitive. Okay, an ES7, I don't know why. Buying an ES7 now doesn't make any sense. Buy an ES6 or spend a little more and buy an ES8, which has the most comfortable seats, a bigger heads-up display, dual-chamber air suspension. It's a level above ES7, way above ES7. So buying an ES7 doesn't make any sense, and I think NIO knows this. And in the stores too, I know I feel a little sad when customers ask sales representatives what the difference is between ES7 and ES6. It saddens me a lot because there are so many differences and it should have been better, but in most things, it's not. And also, this is largely based on the first generation NIO, the EC6, which has pop-out door handles that come out like this and not like this, and also wheel arches. It reminds us of the first generation of NIO to some extent. This NT 1.5 car is almost like the first generation of NIO from the side profile. And some interior things also look like the first generation of NIO, so this wasn't a little better. These people launched the car quickly because there was a need for a second generation SUV, but they are taking too much time to update it, and this is really causing losses in deliveries. I don't understand why they can't do it sooner. They should have fixed it earlier. Yes, this is just my frustration, buddy. What I'm saying is if they had fixed it, the deliveries of that car would have been much better. It should have been 300, 400, but this is just my opinion. Yes, obviously, we want NIO to deliver as many cars as possible, but only a tenth of ES8 deliveries. Yes, absolutely unacceptable. Are you going to forgive NIO if they are delivering only 17 ES7 in a week? No, cannot forgive. Not for me. They need to change for the shareholders' sake. All right. Otherwise, why bother? Why keep this vehicle model if they're only selling it in 17 weeks? Why is this? But these are just my suggestions. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more stock predictions and market insights. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Happy investing, and see you in the next video.